people when they're down. Take, for instance, you earn 150,000 naira a month, or you have 500,000 naira in your bank account. Uh, the NDIC, as that many years ago, deposit insurance says 500,000 naira. About 98% of Nigerians don't even have up to 500,000 naira in their bank accounts. But let's say you're not part of that 98% of Nigerians. Let's say you have 500,000 naira in your bank account and you're feeling unwell, you go for a random test and they picked up cancer and they start treatment and they tell you the first course of chemotherapy is about 3 million naira. You probably go to friends and family. The best you can raise is, worst case scenario, 1 or 2 million naira. But that's the first course because you have to go through other courses. The truth has to be said. How are you going to do it? So you are just one illness away from bankruptcy. That's just it. And that's the society we live in. You're just one illness away from bankruptcy. You see, the Nigerians that go abroad, it's not that things are better as such abroad. The only difference is that you have buffers, social buffers. You have a level of health insurance. At least your waiting time might be long in the UK because they too they have their problems. But you'll see a doctor that'll take you in. Here, if you don't have money, you don't have anything. There's an economy that thrives based on parameters that at least you can get work to do. So it's not that they become excessively rich or anything, but it's just because you have those parameters that work for them. And that's why society gets a lot better. Funny enough, most of the people that you see that go abroad, they'll never be rich because there's a cycle that also takes everything you make away from you abroad. And it's a cyclical cycle. You work, you channel it to taxes, healthcare, and everything, and goes back. The truth is, once you don't have that here, it becomes a problem. And when that problem comes, to be able to create societal buffers become a problem. And that's why you see people resort to all sorts of means. And how is it that economies are killed and people cannot get anything out of economy? The number one thing that kills economy is corruption. And leaders that don't plan. For instance, see, President Tinubu didn't need to buy new private jets with 150 billion. He didn't need to. President Tinubu did not need to buy a private jet. That's an act that was not considerate other people in the country as a leader. You know what 150 billion will do? You know the inputs it's going to give? The student loan thing, do you know how much that's going to use to set people's life forever? The student loan thing, the amount they're giving out in student loan this year, the 150 billion for his presidential jets is more than that money. He didn't need to. He didn't need to. At all. He didn't need to. So it's when you now see spendings like this, and the same leader is telling you, hold your belt, pay more in taxes. And you're wondering, 150 billion just gone on a new jet? I mean, we saw the jet that they said was not working in good condition. They're about to sell that jet. Some pictures of it emerged. So is it that the jets were not in good condition? So when you look at it deeply, the choices a leader makes matters. Corruption. See, the National Assembly spent over 6 trillion out of a budget of over 20, 30 trillion, $36 billion budget on constituency projects. So let's say about $6 billion. But we all know that the constituency project does not really get to the people that it ought to get in the constituency. So when you have that and you can't talk about it, so there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of kickback. Even when money is released in the budgets, there's a lot of kickback. So, and there's no governmental accountability, because when you seek governmental accountability, the next thing politicians do is to gaslight you. You see, for us to have a kingdom that respect the tenets of what God says we should do, we need to have a society of accountability. When you now ask those vital questions, they resort to blackmail, they resort to gaslighting you. But what they fail to realize that blackmail and gaslighting you is not going to be the solution of the problem. The sermon, if you want the title, is Vestiges of a Failing Society. I've been preaching on this series for a while. Vestiges of a Failing Society. So the truth is, when you have that level of gaslighting and there's no accountability, you just allow the corruption to persist. And when it persists, it denies people of the very basics. Have you ever wondered how much is it going to cost to run the thousands of healthcare centers we have in Nigeria and put drugs and everything in them and maintain the ones we have, the primary healthcare centers? Have you ever looked at how much it's going to cost? If you decide as a government to put money just to know that at least when people come to primary healthcare centers, they'll get malaria pills, they'll get typhoid pills, they'll be able to get a health check. How much is it going to cost? It's not that people are going to fall sick every time. So if we can prorate that cost, and you see how much goes in corruption, I can bet you that the money that goes in corruption can actually fix that cost. And that's why, I've always argued that with a $36 billion budget, the truth is, we can get a lot done. It's just that some people are so corrupt. And these are the vestiges of a failing society. And it's that level of corruption that doesn't make enterprise come. You see, people can travel from here to anywhere and say business should come to Nigeria. But when businesses come to Nigeria, who do they deal with? They deal with government officials, some of them that are corrupt. I know what the asking of bribe and jealousy have done to some great business ideas in this country. I told you I mentioned the story one of these weeks about how a man had a brilliant business idea to create estates. A government official revoked the license of the land, and many years after came to beg that man by saying he was jealous of the man's success. Why do you think I speak up for Dangote? Because if care is not taken, we'll discourage people that come to do great things. We'll discourage them. So there are many ideas that should have materialized and helped build our country. But it doesn't come into fruition because of selfishness and sentiments. So these are vestiges of a failing nation. And the business ideas that I hear are people that sometimes they can bribe their way, and what they ought to pay the Nigerians, they don't pay them because of selfishness. I was with some Nigerian that told me that When a South African business came to Nigeria, they wanted to pay them a lot more. The Nigerians in that business say, don't pay them that money. Now, once you pay them that money, you empower them. So those are the vestiges of a failing society. And when you have that, there's no how society can be a whole lot better. And if care is not taken, God sparing our life, 20 years from this time, we'll still come back and talk about the problems we're talking about today. And most likely, the way Nigeria is going, 20 years from this time, we'll be talking about the problems we're talking about today. You know why? Because we don't have the level of accountability we ought to have. And when we don't have the level of accountability we ought to have, society starts to decay. And when society starts to decay, it's just only a matter of time. You see the outcomes. The greatest resource in any country should be the human resource. But the first resource dictators kill are the human resource. Because they know once the human resource is developed, the human resource will demand accountability. And dictators do not want accountability. Alexander Shednitsky, a great Russian writer, says, no government likes a good writer. Because every good writer is like having another government. So, when you see it, those are the vestiges of a failing society. And the truth is, it's not going to get better unless the people start to get better. But how will the people get better? When they are victims of poverty themselves. I see a lot of them. Defend politicians that are 10 times richer than their lineage, that their own children are 10 times richer than their lineage. But because of some gratifications, they scream and shout. And these politicians are impoverishing their lives. But you know the good thing is, when these people reach out to me, I still help them. You know why? Because they are victims too. They don't know any better. They are victims of lies of tribalism. They are victims of lies of ignorance. They are victims of lies of society. If they had jobs to do, they will not come and abuse the person telling the truth. They don't have jobs to do. They don't have jobs to do. So, and it is indicative. Massive levels of poverty, underemployment. And it's so much painful that these people should have capacity to be able to do a lot more. But they can't because the people they are defending are the ones that stifle their growth. Do you know what devaluation cost Nigeria? Have you ever thought of it? Do you know what devaluation cost Nigeria? If you had 65,000 naira in your bank account, on the day devaluation happened, that we floated our currency, your 65,000 naira all of a sudden was worth 15,000 naira in terms of the goods it can buy for you. Your life worth and the worth of your money was cut in 4 parts. So the truth has to be said. If your life worth and the worth of your money was cut in 4 parts, what you had planned that 65,000 naira was going to do to you You will not be able to do it again. So they have taken your capacity away. But okay, if they argue that the devaluation was for the greater good and everything, the question is, okay, what about the buffers to help people? It's not there. What about the good quality schools? It's not there. What about the things to help people, the healthcare, the wonderful society, the fact that, oh, we're not going to borrow money again once we devalue and once we remove subsidy? It's not there. So once you don't have that, you have anarchy. And that's why you have increasing security. People will carry gun for 5,000 naira in this country. But if you have leaders that can think of the future, then how are you going to build a society? Those leaders will think and say, how can we put more money in the hands of people? How can we allow people that had 65,000 naira before, how can we allow it worth more? And that's how you build a society. Another delusion and lie we tell ourselves is that, oh, government should remove all buffers. So the question is, what does government not get to give the people in subsidy? What do they subsidize for you? Yes, I agree. Government should remove all buffers. So what do they give in return? What do they give to the very poor in society? You think the British government that spends over $200 billion to subsidize the healthcare and NHS, you think they're dumb? Do you know how that came about? Do you know that it was when they saw people that their hands were cut after the Second World War, they felt, no, we have to do something about it. So you think the British government that collects over 1 trillion in taxes and subsidize the NHS with over 200 billion, you think they're dumb, right? So what do you subsidize for the people? So the so-called spendings and savings from the subsidy that you say you're going to carry over into things that can boost the economy. How has the education been subsidized? Has it gotten a lot better? Oh, you say, okay, it's just 1 year down the line, right? Yeah. But what have we seen as regards the 1 year down the line? I mean, there are over 300, there's 300 universities in Nigeria, totally. About 69 of them are state-owned, right? So the state deals with them. The other couple of them are government universities. So how do we buffer? Then you have a lot of private universities. So how do we buffer? How's the educational system? Okay, let's say, okay, you don't have the money to go to private university. When you go to the government university, how's the educational system? Have they created a buffer? So something's got to give. Something's got to give. And the argument a lot of people make, oh yeah, you can't keep subsidizing the currency and everything. It's the corruption that makes it even difficult. You can't keep subsidizing the currency. But the last time I checked, which people put more pressure on the currency? Is it not the same politicians? Who uses the dollar the most for the elections? The dollar was around 400, 500. Once the party primary season started in the last elections, who made the dollar go up to 700? Who does the corruption with the currency? Me? You? Government officials? So it is this same elite class that preaches something and doesn't do it. Fuel subsidy. What do we gain from being an oil producing nation? The argument then, before removing the subsidy, was, oh, it's too much, it's killing us, right? Yeah. But we'll build refineries. Hmm? The president came out to celebrate the fact that, oh, we've built refineries. But the refinery they built with over $30 billion, the same refineries, I mean, with over 2 to 3 billion, they refurbish it. The same refineries the NNPC was saying the other day they're about to sell. Until then, nobody's asking about the $2 billion that they used for the refinery. Because if you give me that $2 billion, I know what I'll use it in the healthcare sector. If the only $2 billion that was spent on the refinery was used for the healthcare sector and the education sector, we'll see some improvement. Look at the case of University of Calabar. The kids are irate. University students are irate because it's when they got to their final year, they said they had no accreditation. So they said they should go look for other schools. All of these things are the vestiges of a failing society. So, a people that are not ready also, when you say these things, how do you get them to be ready? Education. You've heard this today. What has it done to you? Has it challenged something in your mind? Education. Because if you want to build a society, you must build it in truth and transparency. How do you explain a man that had nothing before he came into government, but all of a sudden have Rolls Royces and jets? How do you explain? How do you explain a man that borrowed clothes to do his campaign many years ago, by being in government all of a sudden is about the richest person you can ever think of? And the shocking thing is, it's your commonwealth. And those are the vestiges of a failing society. We'll take a couple of calls. And we'll take, I think, a town hall interview that was had with Peter Obi. We'll take that. Last week we played that of Dele Momodu. We'll take another one, Peter Obi. And we also take also other interviews leading up to the election. We're supposed to have a couple of interviews with all the candidates leading up to the LG elections, but we couldn't do that. We're supposed to have also like a mini debate, but we couldn't do that because of time. But that's going to be in the 10 o'clock hour. The phone lines to call me on this morning is 0818 099 1991. 0818 099 1991. Number one, we need to build a system that promotes transparency and accountability. Two, we need to have a socialist air around us. Because the truth is, there will be people that will not have resource around us. So we need to make social structures for them. Healthcare could be a health insurance scheme that is highly subsidized. And that is wrong with transparency and accountability. We have national health insurance scheme. Three, we need to be able to build accountability. I said accountability thresholds before. We need to be able to shun corruption in governance. Because if you don't do that, you don't go anywhere. Hello? Hello? We need to be able to shun corruption in government. Because if you don't do that, you don't go anywhere. Five, we need to be able to work on our unity. Because the problem is, realistically, we have no problem as regards unity, but politicians use it as a tool against us. And a lot of us are so myopic and are so lily-livered to be able to challenge this narrative. And that's the problem we have in our society. So if we don't work at our unity, nothing will happen. Hello, how are you? Bless you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abuja.
Your phone line is very sketchy. It's, I say your phone line is sketchy.
I'm speaking to Rufai on program. I want to make a contribution to it.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. But your phone line is sketchy.
All right, thank you. Rufai, you see, the problem is not really the politician. I keep saying it. You know, it's we, the masses, that is giving them the road to do what they are doing.
Mm.
Because until we both come together and realize that the power given or vested on these people does not really belong to them. Power, as they used to say, belongs to the people. Why is it now that people that own the power is the one suffering? So I don't get the irony. When I listen to all the analysis you gave this morning, I discovered that most of these things, if we people come together, we can get it right. If we continue to allow the politicians to rule and be in charge of everything in this nation, nothing will work. Because they are all there for their basic, for their personal interest, not for the interest of the people.
Thank you so much.
The election that was conducted yesterday
Yes, go ahead. Tell me about it.
in Lagos,
Mm.
the election, I was on the lottery. I was there to come yesterday. But to be honest, I have to be candid with you. As of
Ooh, we lost that. Hello. 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 Hello.
hello?
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Rufai.
Go ahead.
The corruption you're talking about, in fact, it's only God that will save us from this corruption.
Hmm.
During the election that was done yesterday, I learned some areas they were asking them for their voters' time. You know, they were giving them 1,000. So what is this all about?
Hmm.
And you could hear the deputy governor, the former deputy governor, Akérèlé, governor, what she complained about yesterday. You could see that this corruption is very, it's endemic. It's only God that can save this country. And I learned that such a thing happened in the East.
Hmm.
That's what this is known for. Thank you. Have a good morning.
Thank you. So, and that's why in building a people's consensus, the people need to collectively know what they need. You see, yesterday was supposed to be a day where you had a lot of people come out for local government elections. These are the local government elections that are closest to the people. But they didn't come out because there's also a disconnect. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, Mr. Rufai.
Morning, what's your name?
This is Ray. I'm calling from Lagos.
Great to have you. Go ahead.
You see, yeah, thank you for your this matter. You see, this will be the last chance for Nigeria. If we miss it in 2027, we should forget it. So that is my opinion is that let people, whether you are from the north, south, or if you are truly a better, just like you have been hammering it, if you can come together, whether they are equal, you will be everybody to rescue this country. Because the way this administration is going, if they mistakenly find themselves back to power in 2027, I don't think this country will survive. I'm not a promoter of doom, but everything has been everything they're talking about.
My brother, the country will survive. Whoever wins in 2027, the country will survive. But people will now have to learn to do what is right, whoever wins. And let me tell you why. And see, and I'll tell you a very hard truth today. 2027, go and write it down, will not be different from 2023 elections. As long as there's no electoral reforms, forget it. We're deceiving ourselves. So that's why I'm saying building a people consensus. The question is, what's the mindset of the people? And that's what the politicians know easily, and that's why they'll manipulate you. Everybody that is talking for a better Nigeria today When the time comes, they will remember that they are from a particular ethnic group first before the other. Because they know it's so easy to fiddle with the minds of people. But most importantly, 2023 will not be different from 2027. The outcome will not be different. A lot of people are going to feel cheated. You know why? As we speak today, there's no electoral reform. And I do not see electoral reforms being passed. We've been shouting about it. We've had Randy Peters on this platform. As long as this crop are around, because you see, after 2023 elections, we discovered that there were so many guidelines that need to be converted into laws. Guidelines like, for instance, the IREF. Should it be a collation center or you take the results to the collation center? And that's why you see that a lot of things that are reported on the IRF was different of what was reported in the collation center. But the law still recognizes the collation center. The IRF is not the collation center. So what you upload on the IRF, what they take to the collation center, what is different from that? Forget it. They will take the collation center more than you. The place the elections are rigged. Number one place election is rigged these days is the collation center. Before, it used to be through accreditation. That's where elections were rigged. But now, since you had the beavers and everything, since you had that, it has now moved to the collation centers. Most of the rigging that happens in elections, since the new beavers dispensation, happened in the collation center. Because when it comes to the law, there is no law that authenticates what is on the IREV, what is uploaded at the polling unit after counting, what was given to all the agents on the ground, the result that was given to that was uploaded. No law binds the authentication on the IRF. The only thing the law binds the authentication at is the collation center. So almost all the manipulation happens in the collation center. And that's why you see that if people want to rig the election, the first thing, they prevent some of the candidates from getting into the collation center. As long as that is not sorted out, forget 2027. It's just going to be like 2023. I'm a brutally honest person. And that's why a lot of people don't like me. My truth scares them. My truth is like a salt on earthworm. When you put salt on earthworm, you know what happens to it? And that's what I'm telling people today. So as long as there's no electoral reforms, forget it. You're joking. And what is on ground, it's hard for it to happen. The first electoral reform will be that INEC, all the INEC guidelines around electronic system of election, electronic transmission should be converted to law. That's why I say the people mindset. Have the people even pushed forward a bill through their lawmakers? You have your lawmakers' number. Have you put forward a bill through that in the first place? They'll call for election, what's it called process now? Constitutional review process. They'll pack their cronies in the room and they'll be clapping from there. You think that's democracy? We're joking. Hello.
Rufai,
Bless you.
I'm sorry for diverting from what you are talking. I am not believing. I sent you a message in WhatsApp. Please, help me check it.
What is that? What is wrong with you?
I have this lumbar spondylitis. I cannot walk. I cannot bend down. I don't go out for the past 3 years. I'll send on what I had. I'll send it to you in WhatsApp.
You have lumbar spondylitis. Call your number out. Let's see if any doctor can reach out to you so that they can assess you first. Call your number out.
My number is 080
Yeah.
28
Yeah.
136
Yeah.
189.
Okay. Call it
My
again.
name is Pete.
Call it again.
080
Yeah.
28
Yeah.
136
Yeah.
189.
Okay. So, lumbar spondylitis. Yeah, very well. At least we'll give you a chance to be able to seek help here. Once we give you that chance, then we hope for the best. So please, doctors in the house, please come through. We still need to reach out to a lot of people. Like I say, apart from national awareness, and I'm preaching this series on vestiges of a failing nation, It's also about you to open your eyes and see these things. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Great to have you.
Good morning, Rufai. Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Peter. I'm calling from Electoral.
Yeah, calling from what?
It's all Electoral.
Okay.
In fact, you are begging this morning. As usual, I've been opening our eyes. I mean myself, it's not too much surprise for me. But what is surprising me is that how is it? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Why is it upon all this your knowledge and everything? Somebody like the front runners of this coming election, like Peter Obi and that they don't run up and down complaining, talking. They are not knowing this type of thing. They're talking. What are they doing about it? And you people who are front line, journalists, please, don't you have a forum where you educate them about this thing? That what they are running is they are just wasting their time if the reform is not carried out. What can they do on your own? What can they do on your own? Do from now to the next election so that this thing did not happen again. We're not after anybody winning. We want a transparent election. If Tinubu wins, let him go. If he doesn't win, another person who wins must go. How can we do that? Like, don't you say that it's late or I don't know whether I say it's late or not. But what can we do now? Because if it, as you said this morning to me, there's no need for me to prepare to vote again. If it is like this.
No.
So if the prominent runners,
You still see. You still have to get. You still have to get your voices heard.
Let me stop. We are talking.
You still have to get your voices heard. But as long as there are no electoral reforms, see, I'll tell you this. Leading up to the last election, Mike Guinea, we had a television show where every Wednesday we had Mike Guinea on for election awareness and sensitization. And we thought there was going to be a level of transparency because the IREV and the things that were in the guidelines of INEC as regards electronic transmission of results were justiciable. But once the election petition started and we discovered that most of the things in the INEC guidelines were not made law, they were not justiciable, then forget it. And that's why a lot of you people saw that what was on IREV, there was a departure from what was reported at Coalition Center. But that could not be adopted because they were not justiciable. So except we make electronical method a part of it, that what happens on the IRF is also recognized by the law and are not just guidelines and some other encumbrance. I mean, the lawyers know most of these loopholes because the lawyers will know they use this thing to eat election petition. There are lawyers that will eat election petition. There are lawyers that is every 4 years they make their money. They know. When you do electoral petition and you make close to $1 billion, you're okay for the next 4 years. You can just be doing 1 or 2 small cases just to refresh memory and all of that. They know. So, hello, how are you?
Hello?
Morning, what's your name?
Bro, good morning, sir.
What's your name, ma?
My name is John Walcott. I'm calling from Mexico.
Yeah.
I listen to you every day with the King Kamechide and on Sundays by 9 a.m. In fact, I can't hold my tears whenever I'm listening to you. Why can't somebody like you and your life will be our leader?
Because I think for me, what God has sent me to do is to help in the media space to reform mindsets. And I think I'm doing my life work.
You see what people like us are going through. Me, I'm having health challenge. I have eye problem. I called about 3 Sundays ago.
I know. Has nobody been able to reach out to you?
I made mistake in calling out my number. It's my fault.
Oh, okay. I'll call your number again.
Okay, my number is 091.
Yeah.
619.
Yeah.
352.
Yeah.
97.
Okay. Thank you. Hopefully somebody will reach out to you. So that's just it. And you see, except we start to talk about issues like this, we'll not get anywhere as regards the vestiges of a failing society. And these are the vestiges of a failing society. In a society that is not failing, elections should not be a do or die affair. For the fact that election is a do or die affair, it's a society that is failing. Even America is a failing society. Look at it with Trump. Look at it. It's a failing society. That's the vestige of a failing society. A man will not win elections. It causes an insurrection, and people still support it. That's a vestige of a failing society. Hate has divided America. So because you are a developed nation doesn't mean you can't go through this. And that's why we must constantly sensitize the mindset of people. So that's it. I'll see if I can continue with this series, The Vestiges of a Failing Society, and spin another dimension to it. Hello, how are you? What's your name? Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Mori, what's your name?
My name is Peter Obi.
Please speak up. I can't hear you properly. Okay.
I want to talk about this.
What?
Electoral reform. I want to talk about the electoral reform.
Yeah.
I say I'm not working on this. That means that people come and start to talk about 2000 and
I can't hear you well. The line is sketchy, sort of.
I think the electoral reform.
Yeah.
National Assembly are not really about it. That means that people come and start to talk on.
No, but you have a lawmaker that represents you. Call him up. Get his number. Do you even know your lawmaker? Get your lawmakers. Get the lawmaker that represents you in the House of Rep and Senate and scream at them and say you need it. That's why they represent you. So we have to be involved. We have to be involved. If everybody listening to me this morning picks up a phone and calls their lawmaker or send him a text about electoral reform, we'll build a massive movement. We shouldn't leave this for Randy alone. Randy has tried his raise his voice and everything. We shouldn't leave it for Randy alone. It affects all of us because you see, when you go out that day and you vote, and you think you have won in the polling unit, whoever you voted for did win. You don't know what happens in the coalition center. And as long as the only platform that authenticates what you all counted in the polling unit is called a guideline, a lot happens in the most of the elections rigged in this country are rigged in the coalition centers. They are rigged in the coalition centers. So as long as you don't, oh, you remember 2019 election where a coalition officer was shouting that they are telling me to change results under duress. The person finally became a senator. The person lost. The person lost at the polling unit. You know he had lost. Guess what the guy did? They brought in thugs into the coalition center and they threatened the electoral officer under duress. And guess what? That election was not over. And that person served the Senate term. He finished the Senate term. You see, another thing about Nigerians is Nigerians don't have institutional memory. You forget so quickly. The reason why it's so easily manipulated, it's so easy to manipulate people in Nigeria is that we forget so easily. We have very small institutional memory. So it happened in 2019 election. Bear me witness this story where an electoral officer in the coalition said, I say, I'm doing this under duress. He was shouting, but nothing could happen. He did their bidding in the coalition center, and that was it. So let's stop deceiving ourselves. I mean, these things are the vestiges of a failing nation. See, if a nation is not failing, a lot of people will look at competence as the order of the day for elections. Government position will be so unattractive that it's going to be about the people and people that genuinely want to serve.
Hello, yeah, Rufai, I'm back again, Mr. Peter from Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Does it mean that people like Upi and people who are prominent front runners on it, they don't know about this problem you're highlighting?
No, everybody knows about electoral reforms. It's not a.
But we don't know the implication on all this effort they are wasting their time.
It's not. It's not a hidden thing. It is your senators that will tackle electoral reforms out. That's just it. So Call your lawmaker, like I said before. Make a case for electoral reform. Anytime you call a radio station, scream about electoral reform. Keep talking about it. That's the least you can do. Hello, how are you? Please, please, oh, don't get me wrong. Oh. Don't go and quote me and say, I said you should not vote because I talked about if electoral reforms are not passing. Because, see, low turnout of election is the greatest weapon in the hands of a rigger. Low electoral turnout is the greatest weapon in the hands of a rigger. In fact, it doesn't want you to come out. It makes job easier for them. So if you don't come out in 2027 to vote, then you're also part of the problem. So you must not say this. As you advocate for electoral reform, also ensure that you plan to come out to vote. That's just it. As you advocate for electoral reform, you must also plan to come out to vote. Electoral reform is also part of it. Reforms, the first thing you should say is the INEC guidelines should be made justiciable, should be turned into law. Justiciable means that you can go to a court and put them forward. So, should be made justiciable. That's it. Electoral reforms are key. You remember leading up, you remember the electoral petition case in 2019, 2020 now, about Atiku. Then the case was there was no server, no INEC server. At least today now, there's a server. Let's also, start to correct these things in the law. I thought that it was after the last election that lawmakers should start pushing for it. But they too, they like these loopholes. One reason why your lawmaker will not answer it, because these are the loopholes they too they want to use. So that's why we need people of sense and sensibility. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, good morning once again, Mr. Rufai.
Yeah.
As I am at home, the other yesterday, I was listening because I can't go out as I told you that I can't walk. People were complaining. When people go out to vote, you understand all these people to talk. They said they were beating them. There was a place they said they were doing campaign. Another party were doing campaign. So the other party came out and scattered them. They were beating them up, said they should not come and campaign.
And isn't it shocking that in a state where the government claimed they deployed 30,000 police officers, Agberu were still beating people? You can see the kind of things that happen in Nigeria. These are vestiges of a failing society. In a country where they said they deployed, anyway, I've not fact checked that story, but in a country where they claim they deployed 30, because every election, have you ever noticed, every election, they're always deploying 30,000 police officers. But the 30,000 police officers will not stop Agbero for doing their work. These are vestiges of a failing society. And I keep opening your eyes to these things. God bless you. We got to go this Sunday morning. It's been great being across all the platforms today. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we thank you for your time. God bless you. Thank you so much.
not bought me. There's no loan allocated directly and indirectly by me, and I've signed over several thousands of CFO. And I'm not never bought me a bottle of water since I left office. So you can know will fight and stop corruption. The first thing about stopping corruption is yourself. If you're not involved, your wife is not involved, your family is not involved, those around you are not involved, you reduce it by over 50%. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm sure, Paul, you know that. We are committed. We can't disappoint the youth. We must build a new Nigeria. I am not a poor person. Before I became governor, all of you can go and check my background, who I was before I became governor. I'm a very rich person. However, I have allergy for money being wrongly spent. That is why I go to schools every month, go and check the record to date. At least at least 5 secondary schools all over Nigeria, and I give each at least 1 million. That is for me expenditure, not to use it to buy watch that I keep at home, keeping time that nobody uses. It doesn't make sense.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to this special X Space hosted by Parallel Facts. My name is Gloria Ayo, and I'll be one of your co-hosts tonight. We will be speaking with and hearing from His Excellency Peter Obi in just a bit. And as we know, so much has happened since the last time he addressed the public in a space like this. So whether you are a supporter, whether you are a critic, whether you're just a concerned Nigerian, you are most welcome here. And please help us trend tonight's conversation. The hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts, Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. And please also tag us at Parallel Facts in all of your posts. If you would like to speak, before we bring up speakers, if you would like to speak, ensure that you raise your hand. Make sure you've shared this space on your timeline. That's your gate fee. You have to share this space. I beg. All you have to do is click on the arrow at the top of this space, and you'll see the option that says share via post. When you click on that option, it allows you to share this post on your timeline. Also, DM it to somebody, WhatsApp it to somebody, let them know that we are live. We appreciate you all so much. And we're going to get started in just a moment. But first, I will hand over the mic to my co host, Tosin. Tosin, can you hear me? Okay, looks like we have Tosin on mute right now. Okay. All right, maybe we should go on and introduce our panelists. N6, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Nigerians and the world. You could be anywhere, but you're here with us. I appreciate you. My name is N6. I'm a media personality. I have over a decade plus experience in radio and TV. I'm also widely interested in Nigerian politics, and I'm here today very, very interested in these conversations. I'll also be opening up the floor to other people to introduce themselves on the panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, N6. Mommy B? Mommy B, can you hear me?
I
Okay.
can now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, please.
Okay. My name is Balanle Emiobata Anibaba. I am strongly and obedient, but I'm also a board member of Parallel Facts. And should I say I'm not an influencer? I don't know, but I'm here.
You are influencer, Mami B.
We appreciate you. And Charles, please go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're spacing from. Thank you so much for being part of this space. It's a privilege to be here, and we mount. Thank you so much for having me.
We mount, indeed, we mount. Thank you so much for that introduction, Charles. Looks like our chief editor, Tosin, who is also a co-host on this space, is having some technical issues, but we should be hearing from him shortly. But in the meantime, my name is Gloria Ayo. I worked in both radio and TV in Nigeria for over 5 years. I'm also a digital content creator. I'm creator and host of the African Story, where I like to reclaim and retell the narratives of Africa. So basically, my work lives at the intersection of media and Pan African consciousness. I'm very passionate about telling the truth as it is, be it about leadership, be it about governance, passionate about Nigeria working, and of course, the rest of Africa. And this is why I'm very excited to work with Parallel Facts. I am the head of broadcast here at Parallel Facts Media, and we bring facts to you unfiltered, undiluted, no cap. I look forward to tonight's very urgent conversation. Yes, I can call it very urgent, with His Excellency Peter Obi, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts and reflections. And I'm talking to you in the audience listening right now. We want to hear your thoughts. Let's make every conversation count. Don't forget the hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. If you have any question, because I already see a lot of people requesting the mic, if you have any question, all you have to do is use that hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts, and that way we can get to your questions. If you don't use the hashtag, I can't guarantee we'll get it. But more importantly, we really want the message out. We really want people to be aware of this space. As I said earlier, there's no access fee. This is all we ask you to do. This is the contribution we ask you to give us, to help make our space, more visible. And it's all at the end of the day about making impact. This is a very important conversation, very urgent, like I said, and we want to hear your thoughts. So please ask your questions. Hashtag Peter will be on Parallel Facts. Again, tag us at Parallel Facts in your questions. And if it's not a question, you just want to make a contribution, you just have a comment, please go ahead. And remember, very important, make it respectful, even in your text. Obviously, if it's not respectful, we're not going to read it. So please make it respectful. I want to highlight that this space is open to everyone, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your background, regardless of your gender, whether or not you support His Excellency Peter Obi, you are welcome here. And yes, that includes our ladies. Your voices matter. You're fully welcome in this conversation. All I ask is that we keep it respectful. Parallel Facts has zero tolerance for abuse, whether that abuse is directed at our guests, whether it's directed at anyone with a different point of view. I've said this before in previous spaces. We've told you we will protect you, even if you have a dissenting view. Believe it or not, we will protect you. We've not only said it, we've done it. So please feel free, if you have a dissenting view, just ensure that you don't attack anybody's personality. We keep it respectful. We keep it sharp. Let's make it engaging. Let's make it fun. Let's make it enjoyable for every single person involved. All right. Tosin, can you hear me now? Are you able to speak now? I think I see your mic unmuted. Okay. Okay. While we wait on Tosin, and what we're trying to do now is to bring up PO. If anybody can see PO, please indicate with an emoji. But we're waiting to bring up Peter, His Excellency Peter Obi. N6, did you have anything you would like to add while we wait?
Um, just simply saying, dear Nigerians, our nation is at a very serious crossroads. We need to get to a point within our conscience and our morality to be able to look at the truth and call it what it is. To be able to call a spade a spade. Technically, since democracy came back in Nigeria in 1999, we have tried everything except one. And I feel empathetic leadership. Every time Nigeria has really had remarkable growth, whether at governorship level or at presidential level, or even a king, a royal father, go and check. It was always a kind leader. Go and check. Any royal father who had progress in his area, any leader was always kind. Because you must be able to have a balance. There is what they call the milk of human sympathy. It must run through your blood. You must be able to see somebody else's tragedy and personalize that tragedy as a leader. You should be able to sit even in the opulence of the house, of the presidency, and look at something happening in a village in Benue State leading to loss of lives and feel the pain like it was your family or your person who lost their lives. That is the only thing that has been missing from leadership in Nigeria, at least in the last 1 decade. And for me, Peter Obi brings up that empathy, a leader who has that empathy. In the last month, we saw some leaders complain that they couldn't get to certain places because the roads were bad. And then you see pictures of Peter Obi with his trousers rolled up in mud waters during a flood. And I ask myself, that is the type of leader Nigerians are talking about. A leader that his actions and his words say, I feel your pain. Because one of the biggest problems we have currently is leaders will tell you, I am taking strong decisions to move your life forward. But when you look at their lives, they're not taking any strong decisions to cut back on their waste. They want you to cut back. They want you to be more law abiding. But even they can't even let their children answer to the police. So we're getting to a point in Nigeria where we must honestly sit back and tell ourselves the truth. We must. We cannot be rehabilitating conference centers for 36 billion when there are 33 teaching hospitals in the country that could have been given 1 billion naira each. Nigeria has to face the facts about where we are at the moment. And I feel Peter Obi really does that. He puts that balance for me. And I feel a new Nigeria is very, very possible, starting with Peter Obi at the foundations. And when we get one or two things together, obviously with love and unity and Nigeria poised for greatness, I believe we can move from consumption to actual production, which has been the bane of one of Nigeria's biggest problems. Imports come in, exports rarely go out. So I'm here. I'm very excited to speak with Peter Obi, and looking forward to having him here, having discussions with us. We have a few questions curated. One more time, I also want to tell people you might not get a chance to get on the show, but we are going through the comment section, getting questions from you so that Peter Obi answers questions from Nigerians themselves. Flood the comment section with that question you want to ask. I believe it stands a better chance of being seen in the comments than trying to get through to speak with him directly. That's my final take. Thank you very much, everyone. God bless you all, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, N6. Tosin, are you able to speak now?
Yes, can you hear me, Gloria?
I can hear you clearly. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to kick off my take on this show this evening with an interesting quote. It says, in a time when hardship has become policy and hope feels rationed, we do not gather here to complain, we gather to change. Nigeria deserves leaders who serve, not rulers who drain. The time is now, and the mission is clear: to reclaim our future with truth, courage, and vision. On that premise, I want to welcome all of us to this show with Peter Obi, who will be joining us soon to dissect and look at where our hope lies in the nearest future. And I'm the editor-in-chief for this noble media, and we are going to be asking questions that pertains to Nigeria. Any question of your, of interest, of national interest, and I strongly believe that it's going to be an amazing show that we are going to have takeaways from it. Thank you and welcome once again.
Thank you so much, Agba Chief Editor, as I like to call you. I would like to add that, okay, we're doing our best to bring up His Excellency. If you all don't mind, those of you who have placed a request, please, could you please cancel your request? Please, I know it's a very it's a stretch what we're asking you to do, but we just want to make sure that we're able to bring His Excellency up, because after all, if we don't bring him up, then you don't get to speak with him anyway. So please go ahead and cancel your request just temporarily for us. Thank you. I appreciate you. I see some people canceling. If you don't cancel me, I'll cancel it for you. You don't want me to do that. Okay. Please go ahead and cancel. So, and once we're able to pull up His Excellency or bring up His Excellency, you can go ahead and re-request. Don't worry. Don't worry about your spot. Thank you so much. We appreciate your cooperation. I also want to add that Parallel Facts, we've said this time and time again, Parallel Facts will be glad to have other politicians who believe that they can be bold enough to come on X and discuss with Nigeria. whether you support, whether you're against, uh, you know, certain parties, it's open to everybody. Please don't run away from this space. We want to hear you. We want to speak with you, and we will protect you. You don't think you're coming into the lion's den. We will absolutely protect you and ensure that people keep it respectful. The reason I'm saying this is because you may have the impression that it's only certain politicians that come on here. That's absolutely incorrect. We have actually reached out to certain politicians from different parties. We've tried to bring them on. So please come through, speak to the people. We have a space that's number one in Nigeria. Yes, we have a space that's number one in Nigeria and highly rated throughout Africa. I believe top three. At some point, I think it was number two. So please feel free to come on. We want to hear from everybody, regardless of your party. This is the best way to connect with the people directly. All right. Don't forget, whether again you support, you're against any political party, whatever your affiliation is, we will love to speak with you. All right, looks like we're still waiting to pull up His Excellency or to bring up His Excellency. But again, if you have any question in the meantime, go ahead and put it in the hashtags or in the comment section. The hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. I see some people have not canceled their request. Hmm? Biko, work with us. We need you to cancel your request. Otherwise, we'll have to go on and cancel the request for you anyway. It's so important. If you're not following instruction, I will note you and we will not let you speak. Oh, please now let's let's follow instructions so that we can have a quick and successful space. We're trying to bring His Excellency up. So please, if you have a request, go ahead and cancel it. I'm looking at, should I start calling names? Okay, I'm going to start calling names. You want me to call your name? Aja A, I can see you. Ayokumi, Solomon J. Please go ahead and cancel. Work with us. Work with us. Thank you so much. And this way, we can bring His Excellency up. Now, I spoke on this earlier, and I'm trying to use this opportunity to reiterate that whether or not you disagree with His Excellency, whether or not you have tough questions, please know that you're welcome. Again, we're not just saying this. If you've listened to our Niger Unity spaces, you will hear us protecting those with opposing views, provided they kept it respectful, because it is also their rights to speak. So disagreement can be done respectfully. You can be direct without being abusive. We want your dialogue to be honest, but we don't want you to be hostile. Okay? So if you have something to say it, type it, but please be respectful. And if you're speaking and you're disrespectful, we will have to drop you immediately because we have zero tolerance for disrespect. And this is how we grow. This is how we're able to hold our leaders accountable. And this is how we keep the conversation meaningful for everyone. Also, we're streaming everywhere. We're streaming live across all platforms. Our link is in the bio. All you have to do is click on the link tree link and it will take you everywhere. When I tell you we are everywhere, we are everywhere. TikTok, we're on WhatsApp. Did you know we're on WhatsApp? Hey, you've been missing, no. I'm talking about no algorithm to restrict your view. You get the news right there and direct. Just click on that link. Look, check out all our pages and make sure you follow us. And I promise you, you'll come back and thank me for this. All right. Okay. So, I still see some requests up, and we're still having some trouble bringing up His Excellency. So please, guys, make sure that you're suspending your requests. And if anybody can see His Excellency, go ahead and notify us with an emoji. Please show an emoji if you can see His Excellency, or let's do this. If you can see His Excellency, give me a thumbs up. Por favor. If you can see His Excellency, give us a thumbs up so we can bring him up. But I'm going to pass the mic now to my co-host, Telsin.
I also want to say,
Go ahead, NC.
if dear Peter Obi, please check your handle. You might be on Anonymous. You might have the listening anonymous. It's a normal mistake. You could come on a space and it could be on. You might not know. So he should check and log out, log back in. But when logging in, check if you're on listening anonymously. So that was just something I felt I should drop in there for his handlers. Thank you.
That's a very, very great, valid point. Please, His Excellency, Your Excellency, please could you check to make sure that anonymous has not been selected. Because if you select that, you're in there, but we won't see you because you're listening quietly and anonymously. We won't know. So please check just to make sure that's not the case. Somebody may have selected that without you knowing. All right. Again, if anybody can see His Excellency, just go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Tosin, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Gloria, for yielding the mic back to me again. And see, it boils down to our country. The future of this country is at stake as we speak, and there is a need for a revolutionary leadership. And this is a outcry of Nigerians as we speak. And today I was listening to an investor, a Nigerian, and he said he stopped investing into real estate in Nigeria when the person who says it's my turn, he stopped investing and he faced United Kingdom, and he said he's going to resume investment in Nigeria when when probably the rightful person is gets to the throne. And that is why we are here as citizens. Either you are a politician, either you are a journalist, either you are anything. We are all here as a citizen and a patriotic citizen as it is. And while we wait for His Excellency Peter Obi, I want to encourage us to gather our questions ready to ask. And I know is ready here, ready available to give us answer to all the questions that we'll be asking from him. And for now, Gloria, I think that's what I have to say at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank
I also wanted to add something, Gloria. Dear opposition and everyone else involved, please, I beg you, if you are looking, you can see foreigners here. You can see people who seem to have a more respectable demeanor. You can see people from other African countries here. Please don't bring these arguments you people argue when you're arguing with us Nigerians. Those arguments that you are just clearly gaslighting. And please be respect in an African home. Before, when a serious visitor is coming, your parents go gather una, remind una, say make una no bring una bad character come outside, because we have respectable people here. Because I know some of you on the opposition, we might open up the phone lines and you could go overboard. This is not the platform for that. When Gloria says keep it respectful, there is an added layer of respectful I need her to emphasize on. This is not the place for that. This is not the place for your nuances. This is not the place for your false data, your false statistics, and your false stories of fake hope. Please, I beg you. The core and the crux of the Nigerian situation is going to be discussed tonight. If you have the opportunity to come up, be professional. This is also not the time to prostrate and greet Peter Obi in 5 minutes. Please come up, say hello, hi, your name, ask your question, and let's keep this show going. As we're in the tech team on the background, doing our very best to bring His Excellency on. But once he's here, the show is going to be timed and it's going to be power packed, and we need it to have that energy from beginning to end. God bless you all as you comply. Gloria, over to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes, we're emphasizing respect. Now, to those who are still requesting, I have this to say to you. If you choose to unrequest, we may have to remove you from the space completely. And once you're removed from the space, you won't, that would be it for the end of the show. I mean, up until the end of the show. So I'm asking nicely, before I start calling people's names, go ahead and cancel your request. Okay, I still see some requests up. I understand some people really want to speak with His Excellency, but as we've said, if you're preventing us from being able to bring him up, then there's no point. We'll all just be here wasting time. So I'm going to start asking people. Harry, the trigot, please go ahead and cancel your request. Alex Onya, please go ahead and cancel your request. Mr. Francis, Mr. underscore Francis 55, go ahead and cancel your request. Generation Foot 2, go ahead and cancel your request. I'm only naming these people to let you know that we can see you. We will very likely start canceling your request for you. And that might also include removing you from the space entirely. So in order to make this easy for all of us, go ahead and cancel your request because we can see you. Harry, you're laughing. You want to be removed? It's not hard though, my brother. We're really trying to work with you. Let's keep this respectful. It's not exactly a funny thing. So please go ahead and cancel your request. Because on the back end, we might have to start canceling it for you. Bikon, work with us. Thank you all very much. We appreciate you. Just one more thing. If you haven't retweeted this space, please go ahead and do so. Um, if you believe in powerful, honest conversations, go ahead and request this. Retweet the space for us. As I've described, what you do is you click on the arrow at the top of the space and you see the option that says share via post. When you click on that option, it allows you to repost to your timeline. And that way, we're able to get this space amplified. We're able to let the world know what's happening. Don't just listen, spread it, hit that retweet button and tag as many people as you can, send it to as many people as you can. The hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Again, the hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Mommy B, do you have anything you would like to say while we're waiting? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes, you are. Because I wasn't going to say much today, but no, I'm looking forward to scintillating conversations. Whenever we have Peter be on the space, he's very much open. He wants questions asked, and as he always says to us, it's he wants to hear the complaints. He wants to hear the issues that that are causing concerns for us as Nigerians. He's an open, and he will talk to us honestly about his vision, his plans going forward. And hopefully we'll be able to get him up soon. Right. So again, if you haven't, like Gloria said, if you haven't cancelled your request, please do so. The reason why you're here is to hear him speak and to ask him questions, which is not going to happen unless we're able to bring him up. So for the next 10 minutes, if you all cancel your request so that we can at least have a chance of bringing him up. But other than that, I'm here. Thank you. Back to you, Gloria.
Thank you so much, Mommy B. Charles, do you have anything you'd like to say while we're waiting? Charles, can you hear me? Hello, Charles. We would like to hear some of your expectations from this space.
Yeah, my apologies.
Go ahead.
I was somewhere else listening to the space. So there are a few things I know. His Excellency might not have updated his app in a while, so I think he needs to check that. Then another thing is that he needs to leave the space, so we'll send them the mic invite directly. So I think one of the calls can do that. So I'll do a screenshot to Mama B now, so that to be able to bring him up directly. So when we send him the invite, is when the moment he clicks on it, it would automatically come on the mic, not like you have to now accept, that kind of thing.
Right. Thank you so much for that technical tip, Charles. We appreciate you so much. All right. If you have any question, again, don't forget the hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Let's get it trending. Number one, not just in Nigeria, throughout, matter of fact, not just Africa, throughout the entire world. Why not? Why not? You know,
While we're even trying to get Peter Obi up here, I just want to let's just do a quick set of shout outs just to really buttress why I'm telling people to comment in the comment box. I know we have 1,000 comments, but we have a whole team at the back end handling all of this. So just to tell you that your questions that you're asking in the comments are being read, I want to just give a quick set of shout outs to the following handles, just showing us love while the technical team is trying to bring Peter Obi up. Moses Akpan, well done. Excess Sheni is here. Justino is here. Agu Obina Adegoke is also showing us a lot of love. It's Solex is here. Glitters Dynasty, Uche Oka, Gift. I'm just trying to make you understand that please send in your questions, but don't forget to use the hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts, please. That is very, very important. We're going to curate as many questions as possible. He's here for a bunch of hours. So your question will definitely get asked, because I noticed some people are in the comments. Yes, we understand your concern about Peter Obi trying to come up, but leave that for the technical team to handle right now. Please, I really need you to send us your political questions. I don't want you tomorrow to say, they were asking Peter Obi question like this when they could have asked him question like that. You use your hand and write that question like that you want to be asked right now. All right. So do that. We're curating these questions that we want to get about 30, 50, 60, even possibly 100 of them. Make them in short format as well. Some of you are asking 3 questions, masqueraded as 1 question. Make them in a short format, short, direct questions. These things matter. And, let's get these conversations going, and then we'll get Peter Obi as well. Big shout outs to Jimmy, shout outs to Balactic. I don't know this person, Jeffrey Peterson. He said he's a former founder, CEO, QP, Nasdaq stock market. From your handle, you look like a foreigner. So thank you. I guess you're interested in Nigeria. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate you. Everybody else, from Kolade to Forlan to Attorney Ikoku, and just we appreciate all of you here, obedient, non-obedient. As long as you're a passionate Nigeria, you love Nigeria, you are definitely here from the bottom of your heart to hear Peter Obi speak on his solutions to Nigeria. And for that, we all appreciate you, all right? So the Parallel Facts media team were here. We're really, honestly, I think Peter Obi's handle is being reported, hacked, and all of that. So even on our way be the opposition, I take God beg una in your WhatsApp groups. Please, can you for today not report Peter Obi and make our job difficult? The whole of Nigeria wants to listen to him. And then even better, maybe next week when Tinubu is back from holiday in St. Lucia feeling refreshed, you can tell Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come on Parallel Facts and speak with us. He doesn't have to come physically. He doesn't have to bother about the roads getting here being flooded. He can be in the comfort of his house. We will be here as Nigerians in the new media era, and we would also listen to Bola Tinubu. We will open up the comment box and we would ask him our own questions as Nigerians. Let him answer. Like Gloria said, this is a platform that we have our obedient echo chambers, you have your APC, PDP echo chambers, but the Parallel Facts media platform is an open platform where Nigerians can come, discuss. This handle has not blocked anybody in its history. It's an open platform. You can come, discuss, and get it off your chest. But what we want here are truthful, honest conversations, because for once, the world is listening. And the world really does not care about your nuances of your separations and our little conflicts in geography. The world really does not care. They want to hear the crux of the matter. So one more time, after Peter Obi is done today, dear APC and other, don't go around with your 25 legal aids and media aids writing all sorts. Get Bola Ahmed Tinubu together. Keep him in Nassau Rock. We don't need him coming to any venue. Make him as comfortable as possible. But bring him on Parallel Facts and tell him that Nigerians would like to speak with him, because already 10,800 Nigerians are on this platform. We're still trying to get Peter Obi on here, but 10,000 Nigerians in this economy are willing to listen to the issues surrounding Nigeria and whoever has a solution for them. So if you're currently in power and you can speak to Bola Tinubu, tell him to get with us in touch with us at Parallel Facts and come and speak to Nigerians and the world on what he has been doing in Aso Rock for the last 2 years. And if he really says he wants to keep ruling this country, he must explain to us what he intends to do for the next few years. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And six, I appreciate that. You know, everything you've just said, very important. Guys, we are live everywhere, not just here. We're live on TikTok, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. As I said earlier, all you have to do is click on the link in our bio, click on the link tree link, and it will take you to all our platforms. So X, I mean, if you have people who maybe can't join us right here on X, please go ahead and tell them, hey, they're also streaming on Facebook. Just look for us. We're Parallel Facts everywhere. Again, the links are in the bio. Johnson Agiriga wrote, great to hear from Peter Obi. It's been a while since. Hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Omega X Dreams wrote, The home of welcome to Parallel Facts, the home of real news, no clickbait, no fake news, no propaganda. Stay tuned. Let's have a great conversation. Together we can ask questions using the hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. I'll get to I'll get to questions in a bit. Phenomenal Sam, I see you. You said just cancel it. It's not that hard. Just cancel the request. It really isn't that hard though. You're right. Anyway, we're gonna take questions once His Excellency has been brought up, but I'm just going to go through some comments here. Again, the hashtag is Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. Ike Spices wrote, or more over 2,000 plus already in 5 minutes are waiting for His Excellency Peter Obi. Thank you for that observation. And this was within 5 minutes. So, of course, it's grown since. Oh, wow. Marcel Akachuk, okay, looks like that's a question. Somebody noted that, oh wow, I can see many people they mentioned a certain political party. Well, they are here. We want them here. We want everybody here. So yeah, let them be here. It's okay. Let everybody be here. Every single person. This is open to everyone. Harry, that Trigot, okay.
After they're done here, let them encourage their candidates to come here as well.
Absolutely.
It's very important. Very important.
Very important.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills 3 things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Information from around the world.
On the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has told Russians that peace with Ukraine will only take place when Russia achieves its objectives.
A bulletin filled with interesting, educating stories.
The news on VOP 90.3.
From a human angle and on several topics, which includes politics, economy, business, and judicial cases.
The Supreme Court reserving judgment in the appeal by the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Bauchi State, Sadiq
The news as it breaks, with no editors, featuring eloquent analysis from intelligent guests all year round.
A state governor must know himself as a subnational. Governor Tinubu stood his ground against the might of the federal government. The federal government went ahead not to pay Governor Tinubu of Lagos the monies due to him. He said he doesn't care. And he went ahead and he ran the state, took the government to court, and he won.
This is the news on the hour on Voice of the People 90.3 FM.
Broadcasting live from the Cocoa News Center, giving you the latest updates around the globe. This is
VOP 90.3 FM.
My guy, you better upgrade yourself and live in the city like a big boy.
That's the life of a city boy.
Even if you don't want to stay outside, YouTube is always there for you, you know.
I know, but no be every time person go dey open eye for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook because of update.
My guy, don't worry yourself. Tune to Voice of the People's Radio, VOP 90.3 FM. Listen to a radio station that keeps you up to date with the current news and talk shows, as well as business programs.
How to find good business ideas in Nigeria.
Listen and learn.
6 powerful strategies for discovering opportunities to make money in the Nigerian market.
Contribute and let's make a better society together.
I think it's the best for us in Nigeria. Actually, we are going to find it difficult for the first time, but in future we are going to gain it. If we can be able to be patient with it, is the best.
Voice of the People's Radio, VOP 90.3 FM.
Tune in every day.
From the views on the street,
We go to bed empty hunger.
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
If you want to be heard, say it here. On Voice of the People 90.3 FM. People 90.3 FM.
Listen to him through WhatsApp while we're looking for the Joseph to come.
All right,
Theo,
then.
go ahead, please.
So, are you listening to me?
Yes, we can hear you, Your Excellency. Can you hear us?
They can hear you, sir.
You are hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
I sincerely apologize for this mess, because I'm sure somewhere along the line, somebody or some group of people are working against us. This is what I've always said when I say I have to do this suddenly, because I found out from my other conversations, even with people, not just that my phone is being blocked, but they're trying to distort everything. So I sincerely apologize. But whatever means we can go on tonight, let's go on. And I'm here as long as you want me to be here. Please.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
I started trying to join 7:45. If I know, I said to my wife, I wish you can get me on before everybody.
Yes, sir.
Before anyone joins, that I want to join. And I wish we started trying it that time, probably using another method. Now that I know, I have to find another method of joining in future conversation.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you doing everything you can to just ensure that this is as smooth as possible. We know you're trying, and this is what we've been saying. You were doing the best you could, but the most important thing is that you are here, that you're here now, and everybody has. Somebody said men are mounted, so men are still mounted. Men and women are still mounted, and we'll go right into it. Are you ready for us to begin, sir?
Yes, I'm ready. I've been waiting for. This is the only thing I've been waiting since 6 p.m. I've been sitting one place waiting for this to happen.
Yes,
I
sir.
think they have now gotten Mr. Joseph. I've been waiting for. This is the only thing I've been waiting since 6 p.m. I've been sitting one place waiting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. Can you see Mr. Joseph and bring him on? So that's PO where he is with the Mr. Joseph.
I think it's still your own working.
Yeah, it's still my own working because so we are using. He's joining this through WhatsApp. Doing this. In the meantime, I think I can see Joseph IK connecting. He's still connecting, sir. So go ahead, sir. Why they connect him?
No problem. I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so I think for now are we able to keep using this medium to ask him questions while we're waiting on that connection, Auntie Aisha?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, great. All right, let's get right into the questions from the panelists, and then we will bring up speakers in just a bit. N6, please go ahead. You have the microphone.
All right. Thank you very much. Before we get to the panelists, because on the back end, some of our panelists are on the tech team as well. This is the time I'll pick just the first question from the comments. 2.9 thousand comments, and more than 10,000 people on the platform. Let me just go to the comments. Gloria, please pardon me. So the first question I'm seeing here. Dear Peter Obi, you have to pardon me, we've lost another 30 minutes, so we are going off the deep end. Balactic asks a question. He said, Dear Peter Obi, assuming the agreement in the coalition is for you to serve one term and hand over to the North, would you be ready to return to power later or take this arrangement? I'm sorry if this is off the deep end, but this is from the comment section. Balatic, assuming the agreement in the coalition is for you to serve one term and hand over to the North, would you be ready to return power later? Please, sir, you can just answer this, and then on the back end, we'll get back to you.
I'll be very quick. What I've been lacking in our political space is issue to do with character and integrity. Character is what defines a human being. Integrity is what goes to show that it means well. If you take the arrangement, which is understandably what you can call an unwritten agreement, is that our power will go soft and not. And if that arrangement is to be followed strictly, I didn't put that arrangement, but if you follow it strictly, you will see that anybody, not just me, who happen to come from the South as president in 2027 must be ready to leave on the 28th, not 29th of May 2031. I didn't say 29, 28. And if you know me, I campaign for zoning. I champion zoning in Anambra State. That is one of the reasons today some people felt we must deal with this man. I insisted on it, I maintained it, and I followed it to the letter till the last minute. Until today, I still follow it religiously in that state. Let me assure you, my character and integrity is far more important to me. Just like I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria, if I have opportunity and the agreement is for 2 years, I'll vote for 2 years. In 2 years, I will be able to bring competency, capacity, and compassion into governance. The things are happening today that as president, it will not happen under my watch. So you can take that to the bank and say, I told you so. Not
Thank you very much.
I will be there on 29th of May. 28th.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're supposed to start doing. And that happened in Anambra State.
Thank you very much, sir. My second question for you. Recently, you condemned President Tinubu's trip to St. Lucia. With a little bit of data, as at April 2025, President Tinubu had spent 59 days on 8 trips to France. He has done 20 trips out of the country as at January of 2025. He is currently in St. Lucia after coming back from a holiday in Lagos after another holiday in France. A very simple question for you, sir. How do you balance? You've been very vocal about criticizing Tinubu's foreign trips overseas. The presidency says it's to bolster international relations. How do you balance staying at home in Nigeria, settling your domestic issues, and going overseas? And where do you think the current government is doing it wrong? Especially vis-a-vis this current trip to St. Lucia. Thank you, sir.
Let me tell you, nobody takes you serious internationally, and you can't have a strong international relationship if you do not have strong domestic and a stable government. I've said it before that St. Lucia is a country with a size of 617 square kilometers. 617 square kilometers. Nigerian 10th largest city is Ilorin. Ilorin is 765 square kilometers. So Ilorin is about 25% more in size than St. Lucia. St. Lucia is a country with 180,000 people. 180,000 people. That is the size of the population of St. Lucia. The population, if you take it, if you compare it with the population of most of our capitals, which I've compared in my tweet, you will see that it is about a third, like I said, a third of a city like Mina, or to even bring it closer to Lagos. St. Lucia is 180,000 500,000 persons. Ajegunle in Lagos is over 540. So Ajegunle is 3 times more populated than St. Lucia. In terms of economy, you cannot compare. I'm just talking about Ajegunle. So in terms of economy, it is just about probably $2 billion, which is about 1% of our country. So I don't know what the Lagos State alone GDP, I can tell you, would be at least 10 times 20 that of St. Lucia. So I do not see what is going to St. Lucia to do in terms of it, if it's going to be attracting or talking about the economy of Nigeria. I can understand if it was going to Indonesia, a country of a size of 270 million people. And we have an economy we need to emulate. As Professor Lewis, renowned Professor Lewis, wrote a book. He wrote Growing Apart. He compared Nigeria and Indonesia. People said, or the people in government said they went there for cultural heritage because most 180,000 people living in Indonesia, in St. Lucia, are supposed to be have a free from us. Maybe they were slaves or this or Nigeria. Come on. People are dying here. In the past few years, we probably have lost about St. Lucia in terms of deaths. If we are to go by record release that was denied, but people are dying daily here. I have said, and I keep saying it again, the leaders of Nigeria today should sit down and face Nigeria. Above all, you're going to spend 8 days. He left on Saturday. He's going to spend about a week in St. Lucia. President Tinubu have never spent a night in any of our states, except Lagos, in 2 years. And you're going to a place that is smaller than the 10 biggest states in Nigeria. All the far way to St. Lucia, when he could not do 20 minutes journey to Mina, to be able to go to Niger State, where we lost over 200 people and over 1,000 missing. It is not about talking about or complaining about holidays, but complaining that this governance requires compassion. That's all we're asking.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Toastin, please go ahead with your question.
All right, thank you, Gloria. His Excellency, all Nigerians looking forward to hearing from you regarding coalition. And my first question tonight is, recent reports suggested you were close to a joint ticket with Atiku Abubakar for 2027, but your supporters rejected that. Can you please clarify where you stand, running solo or as a part of a coalition, and how you plan to move forward?
That I'm close to what?
He wants you to repeat.
Yes, that you are close to a joint ticket with Atiku Abubakar for 2027.
Where did you get that from? It's not a question of my people rejecting. Let me tell you now. In the coalition, we have never discussed about tickets. You have heard me say it again. In the coalition, and I repeat it, I'm involved in the coalition. And I'm involved there. We're not talking about who will have the ticket or not. If the coalition is about going to take power, just for power's sake, cut me out of it. If the coalition cannot be about how we stop the killing in Boronu, in Zamfara, in Benue, how we secure our country, how we ensure that our people have food on the table, how our enemies can thrive, how our industries can be productive, count me out of it. I want to see Nigeria work. Not that I want to be president of Nigeria. I waste everybody's time. People have wasted people's time enough here. I want to see the president of Nigeria that will know there's a crisis in Benue and go there and stay overnight and cry and feel their pain. Go there and attend the mass burial of those people. I say it will not happen again in our country. When I was governor, people were killed in the north, in Mubi. They brought them to Adasi, 10 bodies. I showed them the government. I was in their burial. Because that is, for me, should not happen. People have accused me, even me, that they found some people in the river in Nigeria. They forget I was overseas. When those people were found, I turned back, canceled everything I'm doing, came back here, got involved in it. Federal government of Nigeria set up a panel and said it's not a state matter. Yes, I did everything possible to ensure that listen, but there's a bit I can control. Go and ask anywhere where there has been issue in Anambra State. I was there physically. And I want to be a president. Do that. I want to see a situation where a government of North like Zulu will say, this will not happen, and we will not move there. Anybody who wants to serve should be able to put, even in the life of Nigerians. How many people will die before we say we are at war? We are a nation at war, and we will fight that war head on. Our soldiers are dying. What are we prioritizing? On the day 17 soldiers died in Abuja, sorry, Niger State, and we're talking about it. Our leaders are commissioning. What's up? We're talking. We have a plan. And that country has to work. And that's what I'm saying. With this level of debt, I will not be traveling abroad to attract even foreign investors. We are at war. What is happening in Ukraine is not happening here. We see the way the Ukrainian president is looking, very insistent and talking, where is the national concern to fight this war? Head on.
Hello, Your Excellency. I think we're losing you a little bit. Can you hear us, sir? Yeah, it's sounding a little faint. I don't know if you're far away from the speaker area. Or the part of the phone where you speak.
Everything is on. Maybe the people have come on this one.
Yeah, it's clearer now, sir. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know where I stopped. Because since you said it, they're not listening. They're not hearing. I don't know where I stopped.
We heard everything you said. It was just a little faint, but you can go on, sir. You stopped exactly where you.
That particular question.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. All right, guys, please ensure that you use the hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. We have over 12,000 people on this space and counting, and so far we don't have enough retweets. Please go ahead and retweet this space. It's very important. We're trying to get this word out there. All you have to do is click on the arrow. Look at the screen right now. Click on the arrow at the top of the space. Select the option that says share via post. When you select that option, it allows you share it on your post. And that's not the only option. You can DM it to somebody. Just ensure that you're sharing this space. Ensure that that hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts keeps trending. We appreciate you doing all you can. Charles, you have the microphone. Hello, Charles.
Yes, sorry, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yes, the first question based on the Gen Z aspect. So, it's on the media aspect. Looking at the obedient movement, being rich in talent globally, especially in branding, media, and IT. So, how do you intend on strengthening the structure of communication, in the obedient movement, considering the level and the capacity and the talent, the enormous talent that we have, in the movement right now. How do you intend on strengthening that, on strengthening the media structure, of the movement? Thank you.
How do you want me to strengthen the listen? You see, I listened to one of the people who were talking. I listened to one of the people who were making comments. I think it was Ibrahim. He said, some people in the obedient movement think, oh, this is like about Peter Obi's business. It is how do we strengthen it? We're a team. We're working as a team. And you are saying to me, how do I intend to strengthen it? It is for those who have nose. For me, we are doing whatever we can do in the media. But for those who have more, who feel we are not doing well, to come up with suggestions. So I don't think this is not about, when you ask me question about governance and what I should be doing as a president, I answered you. But when you're talking about what do I do to strengthen communication, the only thing I can do to communicate is personally that I make myself available to be able to speak like I'm doing now, make myself available to do this. But if there's any other thing that is required to strengthen it, I need your conversation, I need your advice. Because I don't know everything. There are things I learn. So those who know can make their suggestions and everything. It is about all of us coming together for our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And speaking of Ibrahim, was somebody about to? Oh, go ahead, Charles. Were you about to say something?
Thank you. Apologies. Sir, Your Excellency, I'd like to just ask this question because last year, in the beginning of this year, I was even supposed to run for a local government, position in Lagos State, but I couldn't, push forward because of the whole party, issues and all that, and considering the fact that you're still in Labour Party, the last interview, you mentioned that as it stands, you're still in Labour Party. Sir, please, I'd like you to, give us a headway, because, we just recently, Dr. Mo, who is close to you, also just emerged as the candidate of
I'm not hearing you again.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and ask this question now. Looks like we lost Charles there. But speaking of Ibrahim, sir, I asked him this question earlier. Critics and even some of your supporters have described you as too calm, as too measured in a country that's facing deep crisis. For instance, at Emmanuel_June wrote, "Good day, His Excellency, hashtag Peter Obi on Parallel Facts. I have trust in your leadership and believe in your selfless leading. But you're a man of non-violence. How are Nigerians sure that 2027 will not be business as usual as far as this political game is concerned? And the next step is we should go to court. After that, everything ends there." So I'm asking you, sir, are you ready to be louder and more forceful when necessary based on what some of your supporters actually want you to do?
Well, let me tell you what my supporters tell me. We will do things differently in 2027. We will not be violent, but we will make sure that the vote in every booth counts. If our people in every booth had insisted and done the right thing, we wouldn't even get to Abuja before the election is concluded. So let's do things properly first, and that we are trying to put together. And I assure you, we will put it together. That's where we want to be. We want to make sure everything is ready done first before we get to Abuja to be able to insist on the right thing. We will make sure we get it right before we get to a stage where we are not going to be violent, but we are going to be strict that the right thing will be done. And I assure you will see it happen. Because you will ensure that people are in every booth and are not going to allow what happened before to happen. And that is where we will start.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Go
Okay.
ahead, N6. Go
All
on.
right. Hello, sir. Bola Tinubu has made us understand how quickly you can further destroy a nation in a very short time. One gaffe speech at his inauguration literally blew up inflation in seconds. On the flip side, good governance from Alex Otti has also shown us that 24 years of decadence in a state can literally be fixed in the same 2 years that Tinubu has given us ineffectual leadership. I'm asking a simple question, sir. Give me 3 things you would look into or take serious in your first 100 days in office. Because I need you to understand that when you get into power in 2027, for instance, you literally will have no time and Nigerians will be on a shorter fuse with you than they possibly were with Buhari and or Tinubu. So in 100 days, what will be 3 things you would focus on that Nigerians will start to feel better when you get into power? Thank you, sir.
Well, very simple. You bring civility and order in governance. How from day one prioritize security of life and property. Prioritize critical areas of the measuring development, which is education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. And you said to me, no, that is not achievable. Not that something you can start from day one. How do you prioritize them? You start by cutting the cost of governance and ensuring that resources are being rechanneled as quickly as possible to these areas. You start by ensuring that you fight corruption head on from day one. From day one. If you have zero tolerance on your own for corruption, your family and everybody are not involved, you start channeling resources into critical areas. And it's not something you can go far away to know how it was done. That is what I did in my state. That is what led to my impeachment. Because the people didn't understand what I was doing. Because from day one, I started cutting cost of governance. From day one, I've done it in every folder where I showed 3 reasons why I was impeached. Refurbishing office, refurbishing my lodge, ensuring that Anambra State, under my watch, does not have a governor's lodge in Abuja, shutting down office of First Lady, using, in my first 1 year, the cost of my travel was less than 20% of what was budgeted. I can go on and on. And then went into securing the state, which was very tough. For the first 2 years, it was tough. Very, very tough. For me, I must say that. Going into education, again, it was tough. Going into pursuing areas of health and rural roads in order to open up to fight poverty. When people talk about me and poverty, I can only say, go and listen to Magnus Pakol that was in charge of fighting poverty. Go and check my records from European Union to UNICEF to UNDP. At least that is better spelled that in 7 years, because that's 1 year I wasn't there, in 7 years, we were the best state in Millennium Development Goals. We started 8 years before we joined. So there's no hanging fruit. For example, somebody said now, whether I'm still in Labour Party, what they can do. If I'm involved, one of the things I must be able to do to bring about stability in our polity is to ensure we have a strong opposition. Very strong opposition. That the state will ensure it functions well, supported well. The party must be supreme. The party is more important. We need parties that will make it be worthwhile, that will be respectful, and be able to show that we bring in changes that will make our opposition strong. I will fight for proportional representation in the parliament so that the opposition can be stronger, and I'll consult them. Because about nation building, you will see it happen.
Hello, Your Excellency. We're losing you, sir. Okay. It just sounded faint a little bit.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, it's clearer now, sir.
Yes, go ask the Anambra State. I work with the opposition. You can go ask ACN, which is the party that our president had then in Lagos. Go and ask Governor Fashola when they came to Anambra State to campaign for Governor Chris Ngige. I gave them my staff vehicles to go for that campaign. I provided them with security to go and campaign. In the election I'm running, Chris Ngige's campaign against me. Against the campaign. Go and ask Governor Juzo when he came to campaign for his party It was me who gave the lunch after the campaign. He granted press conference in front of me, saying that I've done well, that Uche is coming to repress me. I was standing beside him as he was doing that press conference. I gave them the vehicle to come and do that campaign. I can go on and on. When Obasanjo came to Anambra State to campaign for Njuba, I went with him to the campaign. And they were announcing that I'm going to go. I didn't quarrel with them. My House of Assembly, because it was PDP, under Obasanjo, what vote of confidence against me? I said I'm not doing well. I didn't quarrel with them. When I was impeached, I came back from impeachment. They said the speaker must go. I said he must not go. Everybody said you're crazy. I said no. We must have stability. People have right to oppose you. You must build a system that works. That's what I want to see at national level, where I can call the opposition leader and phone and say, we have a crisis in this country. Come, let's discuss how we are going to solve it. And we start solving it. That's leader. That's what it should be. People criticize me every day. Even people who are younger than my children, and I call them on the phone and say, how are you? I like what you said. And go on. It is not that when somebody says something, oh, the man is useless. So that is what I'm saying.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We will be bringing speakers up shortly, but we'll just take a question from the panel before we do that. Mommy B, are you ready?
Yes, thank you, Gloria. Sir, I mean, you've touched upon LP, but the angle I'm coming in is quite different. People, especially those in government, have cited your inability to claim, because well, I'm not saying that's the case, your inability to manage the issues in Labour Party as being some indication that you are would be unable to manage Nigeria. And more recently, they have given examples of, we know that Dr. Mo has recently emerged as a candidate for ADP. Obedience want to know, sir, what's going on? Do we have a political home, or we are looking for another one? Thank you, sir.
Madam Bolale is like a man who has now, he has heard where they knock down a building and says it belongs to an unknown person. Those who are telling you that are those who mismanage the party. I have been in a party crisis as a governor. And when he got to when Yaradua heard it, he called the INEC chairman and said, I don't want problem in any party. Labour Party problem, I said it publicly and everywhere, can be traced directly to governments. They are the ones causing the problem. And I've said it repeatedly. We have even gone to court. The court have given judgment. Why haven't the government agency come out and said something about? Why can't they respect the rule of law? What country do we have? We have a country where the president said he is happy that the oppositions are in disarray. That's the type of country we have. I will not be happy that the opposition is in disarray. I will ensure that it's fixed. That's why I gave you an example of what I was doing in my state. Go and ask PDP people. In my 8 years of being governor, I work with everybody in PDP. I work with everybody in any other party. Go and ask them. Anybody, go and ask them whether I'm quarreled with anybody. If there's a problem in any other party, I just gave you an example that I was campaigning with Chris Sindige as governor, his party said, we are coming to Anambra State to campaign against me. I accompanied them, gave them my official vehicle. When Governor President Jonathan came to campaign for Tony Moye, who is not a senator, asked him, it was me who took them to Obi of Onitsha. In front of Obi of Onitsha, President Jonathan was telling him, I'm here as PDP, then we came with the Abga governor. We were not quarreling. Today, me and Tony is working because we had peace. I used to visit him in his house. I used to visit all of them because that's what it is. I will bring peace and stability all over Nigeria, and I will ensure that the house of the opposition is peaceful. We want a Nigeria that will work. I will serve with oppositions. I will consult them. I will discuss with them. I will visit them. I did it in Anambra State. You can go and verify that. Ask anybody. Ask Ben Obi. Ask anybody. They were senators. I served Anambra State with 30 member house of PDP. I did not have one member. Senators, 3 PDP. All the House of National Assembly member PDP. And there was no issue. Only me is governor from another place. Every other person is PDP. There was no single quarrel. Maybe House of Representatives, I think I have one person also to know my own constituency. There was no quarrel. The other ones were all from opposition party. But we remain calm. That's what I want to see in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And we will be bringing speakers up in just a bit. I will go over those rules again so that this can be as smooth and quick as possible. Again, don't forget to retweet this space. Click on the arrow on the screen right now. Click share via post. And that way you can put it on your timeline, send it to somebody. If you're not following us on X, I have one question. Why would you even do that to yourself? Go ahead and follow us. And we're not just on X, we're everywhere. And of course, we're streaming everywhere as we speak. All you have to do is click on the link in our bio. Our Linktree bio will show you, or the Linktree link in our bio will show you everything in one place, from Facebook and X, formerly known as Twitter, to Instagram, to YouTube, even our official website, parallelfactsnews.com. All our contents live there. Just hit the link and stay connected with Parallel Facts on a platform near you. All right, now we're going to be bringing up speakers, and here are the rules around this, okay? Please let's keep this as smooth as possible so that we can be considerate of other people who have been waiting to speak with with His Excellency Peter Obi. First things first, ensure that your hand is up. If your hand is not up for